Hello YouTube, welcome to another video from Colorado Prepper. I've done a lot of thinking about weaponry and facing weaponry while unarmed, and what weapons I would rather face over others while unarmed. I do have some measure of experience with these things, but I came up with the following analysis. If your opponent has a gun and you don't, distance is your enemy. If your opponent has a knife and you don't, distance is your friend. And if you're both unarmed, distance is your friend. That's just because if there's some space between you, you'll be able to land more powerful blows than if there's no space between you. So again, if you're unarmed, if you're both unarmed, distance is your friend because you can land blows at a full arm's length away if you're both unarmed. Now, if your opponent pulls a gun right up next to you, there's a dozen ways to grapple with that gun. Your focus is on the gun and on grabbing the gun and on getting control of the gun away from your opponent. Now, if you're across the room from him and he pulls a gun on you, there's no viable way to close the gap between you without getting shot. At that point, you're better off just widening the distance and running away. Yeah, if he's across the room from you and he pulls a gun on you and it's clear that it's pulled because he wants to attack you, I would recommend you just run out the door and get out of there. There's no way to close the gap between you without putting yourself in grave peril. Now, if your opponent has a knife, do a back and forth motion. Move in with a blow and then leap back away. Move in with a blow and then leap back away. And make sure you're cognizant of what's behind you. Glance behind you. You don't want to fall over a table or fall over a chair or fall into a wall or something. But you want to move in with a blow and then immediately spring back. Move in with a blow. And your focus should be on his head. On knocking him out cold with your fists. When it was a gun you were facing, your focus is on the gun. And all your attention is placed on the gun and keeping that barrel pointed away from you while you grapple for the gun. You can't grab a knife. If he has a knife in his hand, there's no way to grab that hand or that knife without getting yourself slashed up. You need to move in with a blow and leap back. Move in with a blow and leap back. Hopefully you're wearing long sleeves. And hopefully in that case, in any case, you'll only get cut on your arms if you lean in with a blow here and there. Your focus, if he has a knife, your focus is on his head and on knocking him out cold with your fists rather than grabbing the knife, which isn't smart. You're likely to get your hand slashed up that way. Now, what's the advantages and disadvantages facing a gun versus a knife? The advantages of facing a gun is that about a dozen ways of grappling with that gun while keeping the barrel pointed away from you and hopefully removing that gun from his hands. Yeah, there's a dozen ways to grapple with that gun to keep that barrel pointed away from you. The disadvantage of facing a gun is if there's distance between you, like I've gone over, there's no way to close that gap without placing yourself in grave peril. Like I said before, if he's across the room from you, it's no contest. You're going to lose. You got to run out that door. The advantages of facing a knife are, obviously it can't be deployed at a distance. That's the main advantage to facing a knife. The disadvantage of facing a knife is you cannot grapple for the knife. You can't grab the knife, or really even the hand holding the knife. You're going to get slashed up that way. You've got to focus on knocking him out with your fists, with knocking him out with a blow to his head. So that's the advantage of facing a knife is it cannot be deployed over a distance. The disadvantage is you can't viably grapple for the weapon itself because you're going to get your hand slashed up that way. In any case, I hope you enjoyed my analysis. I do have experience in these things. Hope you enjoyed my video. Peace out.